Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I want to give you a bigger market update because we saw some interesting movements on several stocks, and therefore I thought it might be interesting for you to give you a bigger picture. But before we jump in, it would be really awesome if you like this video and subscribe, because then you will help me to grow this channel. And yeah, thank you in advance. That would be really awesome. And yeah, let's jump in. Today I will cover the UTI Patterson chart here, then hims and hers, and then we jump to the uranium sector with energy fuels, uranium energy, and after that CrowdStrike and SanDisk. And yeah, I've checked the quantum computing stocks also. There were some interesting movements, and if we have a little bit time left, then we jump onto the Bitcoin and Solana chart. So let's start with PTEN, so UTI Patterson. I think a few days ago I have already covered this stock here. And yeah, the current idea is that we see here a three-way structure from the low, and therefore I told you I stay cautious. But I still label it as a wave 1, and then we saw in wave 2 in blue. And now we probably see an extension of the third wave in blue here. Why? And when we jump into the microstructure here, you see, and that was my outcome from the last video. I told you I took some profits here, the first profits. And we have to observe this structure here. And now we got more data and it looks really corrective for me. So if you would have seen here something like a five-way structure to the downside, so something like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we had a potential wave 1 to the downside, and we had to stay cautious, because then I would say, okay, then we would get the potential B wave top here in orange, and we see potentially a C wave to the downside afterwards. So check out my last video so you get an idea of the bigger picture. But now we got the data that the structure here is pretty, yeah, it's clearly corrective currently. So 3 waves down, therefore I'm labeling this as a wave. And I expect higher prices. So in a more bearish alternative or short-term bearish, this is just a B wave bounce now, and we see a C wave afterwards. And we fall then into the blue wave 4 support. But as long we hold here, and I have already labeled it here in yellow, the $9.35, that's the low here from the swing low from the 8th of April. As long this low holds, I'm expecting higher prices and an extension of the blue wave 3 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be ideal. And then we test the levels here at, what is it, $12.60, around this level here. There's also the 100% extension at $13. So that could be an interesting area to watch if we extend here. And after that, I'm still expecting a fourth wave. But currently, it looks really good that we see an extension. So let's see. If we get more data, I'll let you know. So currently, the important level is here, the $9.35. And a critical level for this, if we get this fourth wave, the $7, because we are probably then falling into a diagonal structure, as you can see here. 3 waves in wave 1, potentially 3 waves in wave 3, then A, B, C down, and again, then we would look for 3 waves up. But as long we hold this low here, I'm looking for upside continuation in circle wave 3 in blue. So let's jump on to, what was the next? Hims and hers. Yeah, hims and hers. Also really interesting yesterday. Huge move. And really important move, I can tell you. I'm still invested here, and yeah, I'm with you for everyone who's invested here on hims and hers. We had a rocky road the last weeks or month. Let's say month. It's in a downtrend since, yeah, July 2025. Anyway, Okay, let's have a quick look on the bigger picture. So, my idea is that we either have, and I will put that to the chart maybe later on, that we either have a wave 3 top here and we holding here still the wave 4 support in blue and see a fifth wave to the upside in a 3-wave structure because it's a diagonal, as you can see here. Wave 1 was in 3 waves, wave 3 was in 3 waves, and therefore I'm looking for 3 waves in the fifth waves as well. Therefore, we're looking for A, B, C to the upside into the fifth wave. But there's still a long way to go. And the idea was the last time that we potentially saw a complex correction here in a WXY. And the subwaves of this correction is in 3 waves. And therefore we're expecting in the Y wave an ABC, ABC, and the C wave contains is always in 5 waves. That means we have here wave 1, 2, 3, and the potential wave 4, and see another fifth wave to the downside. And now the price, when we jump into the subwaves, we can identify, or this gives us an idea where we are currently in the trend, or if the trend is shifting. And I told you my preferred scenario is still in orange, that we get a fifth wave to the downside. And that would open the door for a larger third wave, and we get another 4-5 pattern to the downside that could bring us to all-time lows. But now the price broke to a very, very important level here. I label this move here from the bottom in a 3-wave structure. A, B, C in blue, wave A. And in the orange count, I was looking here, because it's just a 3-wave structure, and after a 3-wave structure, we can expect lower prices, especially when we saw this drop here. So 3 waves here leaves the door open for one more low, and that would support the idea for the fifth wave here to the downside. And now the price, did something interesting here. As you can see, if this was a potential wave 4 top in an ABC, then I was looking here now for an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure in a larger wave 1, and then we would see another ABC in a wave 2, and then we potentially see the third of the orange wave 5 to the downside. But now the price gave us broke through the $20.40 level, which is the 61.8 Fibonacci resistance level for the orange wave 4 here on a lower degree. And because the price broke through this level, it invalidated the idea for a potential 5-way structure to the downside. Therefore, the blue count gets more likely now. I'm still looking here for a 3-way structure. That would mean that we saw in, let's label it here, that this one was an A wave and A, B, C to the upside B wave. And if we come down from this level now and can't break through the $27, then we see potentially the C wave down in a 5-way structure. And the B wave the blue B wave will reset to this level. Therefore, my preferred scenario, as you can see already, is in blue. So the trend is currently shifting with the breakthrough the $22.40 because the 5-way structure got invalidated here, and therefore it looks more now as a 3-way structure, or in a more bullish interpretation, we could still look here for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the C wave. But as long we hold below this level, I would consider this one here as ABC structure, but still in a more bullish interpretation in blue. So that would mean, as I told you, the B wave bottom here would just reset here to the C wave afterwards. But if we break through this level, we are potentially in the circle wave C here. And ideal target, we can measure that now because we have the low in the potential B wave here. So we go to the high of we take the length of the A wave, go to the low of the B wave, and our ideal target for the C wave is here. Target wave C and blue. And yeah, that's at $37.59. And this could be then a larger A wave again. And we're looking for 3 waves down, and then a bigger C wave to the upside. And that would support the idea that we potentially see a 5th wave here to the upside in the 3-wave structure. A wave, B wave, C wave. And this could bring the price to the all-time high levels here at $73. Sorry. Another idea would be that this one here was a just an idea that this one was a wave 1, a larger one, and that we saw an A wave, B wave, C wave to the downside, and that we now see a larger 3rd wave to the upside. But this is currently not preferred, especially with the 3-wave structure here. I would like to see then a clear 5-wave structure to the upside. Did I miss something? Yeah, but blue is currently leading in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, it's still possible because I saw that, I don't know where, someone in my community, I think, had the idea, is it possible that we have here a wave 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, it is possible. When we measure here the length of the potential 3rd wave, make it yellow. Let me put the 50% out. In a diagonal, it's still possible because we hold above the $18.35. But if you compare here the potential wave 2 with the length of the wave 4, I think it's less likely, and therefore I'm focusing here on the blue count, either with a bottom here at this level or later on in the C wave. Therefore, I'm focusing now on higher prices with an ideal target here currently at 37 cents. And yeah, that's for hims and hers. Then we have the uranium sector. Yeah, I covered uranium, energy, and energy fuels, I think, a few days ago. And yes, it's still possible that this one was, and I think I didn't mention it in my last video. It's possible that we found here a top in a larger wave 1, and this would support the idea that this one was an A wave, B wave, C wave to the downside, and that we found a bottom in a wave 2. But I have to measure the Fibonacci retracements here for this move. So if we say, okay, we completed 5 waves to the upside, even if we just slightly broke through the 3rd wave high here, it's possible. Then the idea would be wave 2. I mean, we didn't even touch here the 38. So it's potentially possible, and this supports also the idea that we potentially see here a B wave bounce. And in the more bullish interpretation, if we're looking here for a wave 2 bottom in a larger wave 1, so let's say this one was the larger wave 1, then we saw the ABC, then I would look here for an A wave. This is potentially the B wave, and then we come down afterwards in the C wave. And from here on, we're looking for a strong third wave to the upside. But in the end, it doesn't matter actually if it's a wave 2 bottom or wave 4 here. In both scenarios, we're looking for higher prices. And yeah, let's jump into the microstructure here, 1 hour. And yeah, I told you the last time in my last update that this one here is, in my opinion, an A wave. And then we saw an A, B, C, D, E. In the B wave, and that we see now a C wave. So if we broke already here through the $20.47, and therefore it's no longer I have already removed the count for the 5-way structure in the C wave down. And therefore I'm looking here now for a B wave top. And yeah, I mean, it's possible in a more bullish interpretation here in white that we have an A wave from this low and saw an A, B, C. And now we are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the C wave. But as I told you already in the last update, I don't like this upside movement here from this low. If it would be a 5-way structure, then it would be more clearer for me that we potentially have an 1-2 setup of the larger C wave to the upside. But now, because it's in 3 waves, it leaves the door open for another low, and therefore I'm labeling this one here as an A, B, C to the upside in a potential B wave. That's my preferred scenario currently, as long we're trading here below the resistance zones. I mean, it's still possible that we have here A, B, C, an overshooting B wave again, and then down. For me, to conclude this topic here, it's not a setup for me. I would love to see one more low here, especially here into the C wave. If we get rejected here in a 5-way structure to the downside. So if we see here something like this here, let's say, okay, we go here to the ideal target at $21.92 for the blue wave C here, and we see something like a 5-way structure to the downside, then that would signal that we are potentially in the C wave down. And if we get then 3 waves up, then we have a 1-2 setup to the downside, and we are potentially into the C wave to the downside. If we're breaking here through this level, it's still possible that it's a B wave top, so I would stay here cautious. So it's, I mean, it's not a clear setup here for me, and therefore I didn't buy it. So I'm observing the structure here, and my preferred scenario is definitely here in blue, the B wave top, and therefore I'm waiting for more data now. Okay, I didn't adjust the chart on uranium energy. Okay, here it's either an overshooting B wave or the wave 1 top, and the structure here is pretty much the same, but we have here a clearer ABC in a larger A wave with the potential overshooting B wave here. And then the idea was a C wave to the downside in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've already put my buy zone here. That was for my community. And so I was expecting one more low here, as long we're trading below the $14.81. So I will adjust the chart now with you. And therefore we have this same idea as for energy fuels. So potentially WXY in ABC, W, ABC, X, and now either we have, I mean, it's also possible, I think that's possible on the energy fuels as well, that we saw here already the ABC to the downside, ABC, or this is the larger A wave, B wave, and now the C wave afterwards. Resistance zone for this potential B wave is here at yeah, it's right at the resistance zone at the 50%. So ideal target here for a B wave is to between the 50% is 61%. I mean, it can extend higher or overshoot or also. But if we see a reaction here in this region, and same as for energy fueled, something like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, then we have first evidence that we are potentially in the C wave to the downside. Yes, let's label here the ABC structure to the downside. A, B, C in blue. It's this micro count. All right. So if we come down from here in a C wave, I mean, this could bring the price down to, oh yeah, then we would break the 50% here. And therefore, it's possible in a larger ABC that this one, that would mean that we have found a potential top in a 5-wave structure or in a bigger wave 1. And I was looking here for the potential wave 2 because we would break the 50%. The key spot for the wave 4, I think it's here. Yeah. This one is the key support zone for the wave 4 bottom. And yeah, let's see. I mean, the structure here could be also identified as a diagonal 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 1, A, B, C. This could be 2, and now we want the price to shoot up. So let's see. I need more data and I will definitely observe the charts here. But as I told you on energy fuels, I don't like the structure here from the lows because it was in 3 waves. And if it's unclear for me, I don't trade it. Would be ideal to get one more low here and then a 5-way structure to the upside. Something like that would look better if we came down here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would have bought the wave 2 here or scale into the potential 5th wave of the C wave down would be also the first buy zone. But the price shooted up, and now it's not really clear if we are already in the 5th wave to the upside or if we are in a B wave and get caught off here. So therefore it's not clear, and I don't trade it, but I will definitely observe it and let you know if we get more information. So then we have CrowdStrike. Yes, that's more clear for me. That's a really clear structure for me and a really nice answer to the latest downtrend here. I don't go here to the bigger picture, but we have a potential 1-2-1-2 setup. And in this micro count here, or larger wave 1, we were looking here. And the last time I told you, I don't like the break below this trend line here because it gives us or opens the door for a larger pullback. But now the price gave us more data, and we have a potential multi 1-2 setup. And in this 1-2 here, we have an A wave overshooting B wave and the C wave down, as you can see here. And let's jump into the micro count. And we potentially found a bottom here because we got a 5-way structure here to the upside, potential 5-way structure. So this is, not really clear, but I have labeled it as a wave 1. Then we got a potential A wave in orange. And at that point, I thought, okay, no, that was probably a 3-way structure here. and we see more downside pressure. But now the price, and this is why I labeled it as an A wave, B wave, and super annoying B wave here, and then C wave down, and we hold it above the 78.6 FIB level of the wave up here in the wave 1, and therefore it's a valid wave 2 bottom here. And now we got 5 waves up, as you can see. And now it gets really interesting because we have actually, and this I will communicate that in my community when I buy it, because it's definitely an interesting spot here, because we got a really nice reward to risk ratio. So the low is here at the 361 of the A wave. We hold it above. So if we assume that we found a bottom here in wave 2 and we have a 1-2 setup, and we get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a larger wave 1, then we have another 1-2 setup. So that means the current support zone for the lower degree wave 1 here is currently between 396 and 79 cents to 375. If we can hold this support box here, I'm expecting higher prices. And therefore, we have a double 1-2 setup. So 1, then ABC 2, and then another 1, 2. So that's pretty bullish, especially in the larger 1-2 setup where we found another bottom potentially in a wave 2. So again, impulse up, wave 1, 2, 1, 2. So multi 1-2 setups, if they play out, we have a pretty bullish outcome here, and therefore we have only the risk here to the downside. So if you scale in here, and it's not financial advice, and I'm just showing you the data we have here, and it's clearly, I mean, you see it, 5-way structure to the upside. I don't know, if we are in a really bullish trend here, it is possible that we shoot up here. And if we get a pullback here, this could be a really nice entry zone. And how to trade it? Yeah, scaling in here and stop loss below this low or this low at below the 361. Or if you want to give the price a little bit more room, you have actually room to the low here at around 342. So put the stop below this level. And yeah, you have a really nice reward to risk ratio because to the upside, we have an upside target for at least $529 in this circle wave 3. And because we have a multi 1-2 setup, and if it's playing out, then we can expect even higher prices. But I don't want to bring too much hopium in it. I just want to point out that this one here is a really nice setup, in my opinion, because we found a bottom here in a larger wave 2, another bottom in a lower degree wave 2. And if we hold this support box, we can expect even higher prices, at least into the $500+ levels. And how to trade it? I mean, I potentially will position myself in this region, then waiting, and I will scale in even stronger and more aggressive into the white box here. So just to get in and stop loss below this low or the start here of this wave 1. So I hope that helps. I mean, I just wanted to show you that actually it's only for my community here. And I will post my entry zones in my Telegram channel. So check out the WOP link down below. I have currently a promo code with 40% off as an Eastern special. And it will expire this Sunday. And I think, yeah, the code is April 40. I will add it here as well. So if you want to check it out, April 40. Or if you just want to check out the community for free, with $3.90, you get 90 days for free, and you can leave, or you can join and leave whenever you want. So feel free. You have 2 promo codes here now. April 40, you get a lifetime discount of 40%, or you use the free trial for 90 days with the code 390. So just an offer. You don't have to use it. I don't care. Or you just like this video, so that would help me as well. And yeah, so let's jump into the next one. SanDisk. There, SanDisk. Okay, here we have a multi-1-2 setup as well, and I communicated my entry zone here into my community too. At $555 we get in, and now it's playing out pretty well. And yeah, we have another sale off today. But I labeled this move here to the downside as a potential ABC structure, and therefore I'm looking for, so it's a corrective move, and I'm looking here for higher prices. As you can see in orange, ABC, and now we broke. So we had a first idea that the price is trying to move around because we broke through the $913. Now got a little pullback here, so it's potentially an ABC. So therefore I'm looking here for a larger A wave, potentially B wave, and then the C wave down. And if we break now the 866, especially the 839, then we are potentially falling into the larger degree circle wave 4. That means we have found a top here, and this would bring the price, the price has room to 825. Yeah, it's still possible. I mean, you see this move here is in 3-wave, therefore it leaves the door open for one more low, or at least as a corrective move to the upside. And this is why I'm labeling this one now as an A, B, and C wave. So there's a potential we get a deeper pullback, but this move here is for me in 3 waves. And yeah, therefore I'm looking here for higher prices, but now the price is telling us that we might get one more low. But let's see. As long we hold here let's jump back, the 866, I'm looking for higher prices. If we break below this level, then we have a first signal that we're coming deeper. If we break the 839, then we are definitely have a sign that the price wants the deeper pullback. I give the room. I went here at 555. Was a really nice entry. I have my stop loss here at 749 because I want to give the price a little bit more room. Because we have here a potential multi-1-2 setup, and yeah, I mean we have room left to 752. Therefore, I have my stop loss below this level. Would be still nice profits here. I mean, we would left a little bit money here on the table, but that's I'm still looking here for higher price. It's a pretty bullish chart, and therefore I give the price a little bit more room to correct the structure here. And as long we hold the 866, I'm looking here for direct upside continuation. Let's see. I will keep you updated here on SanDisk as well. So, and then we had nice movements. In the long time, I didn't check the chart here on quantum computing. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I haven't checked the chart for a long time, and I think I didn't make any changes here. So on the quantum computing chart, I was, I labeled this move here as a potential wave 1. Then we saw an ABC in a wave 2. And then we saw another 5-wave structure, as you can see here in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another one. So therefore a double 1-2 setup. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the support for this 1-2 setup here, this one, held, because the 78.6 FIB level, support level, the price hold it above. There's a small wick below, but that I don't count that as a breaking the structure here. And the ideal target for the ABC to the downside for the blue C wave was actually at $5.05. But we could hold above, and therefore I'm looking here now, for a trend reversal. I mean, it's looking good what the price is doing currently. And this structure here, I mean, this overlapping price action. Let's see. I mean, let's label it as 1, 2, 3, potentially a third wave. And I will put a support level here onto the chart. Maybe this is a wave 2. Yeah, let's give it a little bit room. I mean, in a diagonal, fourth wave. And I will put the 61 on it. The price should hold above the $7.66, ideally above the $8.12 to keep the upside trend alive. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be ideal. Alternative scenario, it's an A, B, C, and we see another low afterwards. Let's see. I mean, we hold above the 78.6 support level of the potential wave 2 here. So double 1, 2 on the larger time frame. Maybe we get here. That would give us a clearer structure. Then I would label it as a wave 1. So I want to see the next pullback to hold this support level and then another high. Then I would label it as a 5-wave structure to the upside in a larger wave 1, and then we would look for 3 waves down. This could be a nice entry zone, and then we could trade it. I mean, there's still a lot of upside left, even if we come in later on. As you can see, ideal target for the current, I've already adjusted it here. So I was on the chart, I think, yesterday. Anyway, the ideal target for this potential, this wave 1 here, is at $71. So if we get in here below $10, that would be awesome. And trade this third wave with a 7x to the upside. Yeah, that would be great. But let's see, I want more data here, and especially to hold this support level here and get another 4-5 pattern. Then we have a clearer structure. All right, I think it's the same here on the other ones. I don't jump on it. I will give you an update here on the quantum computing stocks later on, because I mean, we have 4 or 5 stocks there left, and the structure is pretty much the same as on quantum computing here. And therefore, I will give you an additional or separate video for the quantum stocks if we have more data. Currently, there's no setup for me. And then we have, Bitcoin left. Yeah, as I told you 2 days ago, I think I'm still looking here for one more low, as long we hold it below this 77,493. So I'm counting this move here as an A wave, B wave, C wave, and a larger A wave, B wave down, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a diagonal of C. And as long we hold this level, I'm looking for one more low into the 5th wave in the yellow circle, wave 5. If we break above that level, it's either a B wave bounce and we come down in C afterwards, or in a more bullish interpretation, I would count this as a larger A wave. Then we get 3 waves down and then another C wave to the upside. But let's see, as long we're trading here below this level, I'm looking for more downside pressure. Yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. Yeah. So this level here is really important. And then let's check the Solana chart. Yeah, pretty much the same structure. A, B, C potentially in a larger A wave, B wave down, and maybe we get a C wave. But this could also be wave 1 or A, B or 2, and then down. And pretty much the same, but looks a little bit weaker because we couldn't make it up to this swing high here. Bitcoin came up to the swing high here, so this gives us the information that let's check the Bitcoin dominance is probably rising. Larger time frame. It's going a little bit up. Yeah. So the money is floating from the altcoins into Bitcoin, and therefore I'm looking here for more downside pressure on Solana as well, as long we're trading below the $100.51. If we're breaking above this level, I would label this one here as a B wave bounce, or same as on Bitcoin as a larger A wave, and we come down in 3 waves and later on with a higher C wave. But yeah, we have to take it level by level, and as long we're trading here below the $100.51, I'm looking for more downside pressure, ideally into the low $50 regions. Yeah, that's it for the big market update here. So if you have any questions, please comment, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.